Our next speaker, DTM, John Morse, is speaking from the research and delivery project of the Pathway Effective Coaching. 3 weeks ago, John spoke on the subject of finding material to speak about when delivering a 7-minute speech with a very limited amount of time to prepare. How do you overcome the brain freeze dilemma? Tonight's speech focuses on how to put it together so that no one will know you didn't spend hours preparing when you put yourself on the schedule. You won't back down at the last minute. The title of John's speech is, "Oh my gosh, did I agree to speak tonight?" Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, please unmute yourselves right now. I'm giving you an opportunity to do so. Please unmute yourselves and help me welcome with a rousing, enthusiastic round of applause, whistling, foot stomping, and very, very highly disruptive behavior, our next speaker, distinguished Toastmaster, Mr. John Morse. Woo!
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, oh my gosh, did I agree to speak tonight? You will remember that 3 weeks ago, I talked about picking a subject about which you can speak on the spur of the moment. We all have those subjects. I know, for example, that Jim Sims can speak about his love of the beach and throwing a starfish back into the water. I know that Wesley Sherwood can talk about the problems caused by power cords that are down on the ground. And I know that Brenda Adams can talk about the trials and tribulations of teaching math at her high school, Blake High School. You all have these subjects. You all can speak on the spur of the moment, even when the clock is running out. Tonight, I want to provide you with the mystery sauce, my formula for preparing a speech when you just didn't have time to give much thought to it and you're delivering a speech at the last moment. Wow, let's get started. First, number one, deliver your speech with the end in view. By that I mean, deliver the speech with an idea of how you intend to conclude the speech. We sometimes in Toastmasters call it sticking the landing. It's that part of the speech that everybody remembers, and it will bring back the thoughts that you have brought to the speech that you are giving instantaneously if you can develop a 2 or 3 sentence ending before you even do the introduction and before you do the body. Second, limit your speech to 3 areas. Why 3 areas? Well, it's only a 7-minute speech. You don't have a lot of time. You can deliver a speech creating 3 different areas that you want to talk about. Let me give you an example. Like Sam tonight, Joan and I like to go hiking. We go hiking in New Hampshire. We go hiking in Tampa. We go hiking whenever we're out and have an opportunity. We take a walk every single day, and sometimes we go for 2, 3, 4 miles when we go hiking. I like to do that. Can I give a speech about hiking without being particularly well prepared? Of course I can. I start with the benefits of hiking. If you didn't already think about it, it's tremendous exercise. Sam knows that. I do too. Maybe the rest of you know that. You get outdoors, you exercise, and more important than that, it's entirely free. You can do it right here in Florida and in Tampa, you can go hiking almost every day of the year. Now, the second thing is that I want to talk about is, what do you need in order to go hiking? Well, you don't need very much. Every now and then it gets cold out. So, Don, I think you're going to like this. Here's the hat that I wear when I go hiking. Neat hat, huh, Don? And I only wear it 3 or 4 times out of the year when it's really cold. The second thing I need when I go hiking is a really good pair of shoes. Now, these are my Skeeters. They're new. They provide a great deal of cushion. They are very comfortable. You want to wear good shoes. You don't want to go out with flip-flops on and expect to go hiking. You need a good pair of shoes. The third thing that I recommend to you is bring water. The worst thing that can happen to you when you go hiking is you become dehydrated. Dehydrated does what? Woodrow knows this. When athletes become dehydrated, they develop cramps. And it's a terrible thing. So when you go hiking, make sure that you bring plenty of water along with you. The third part of this presentation, really, where can you go hiking here in Hillsborough County? Wow. The opportunities are almost limited. We like to go on the Upper Tampa Bay Trail. It's a walking trail that goes from Linebaugh Avenue all the way very near to the Pasco County border. We also, on the last trip out, saw a piece of property. Wouldn't you know it, this piece of property was pretty much filled with water, and it had a for sale sign on it. Wouldn't you know, Steve Vigil was selling that property. He had his telephone number. I called him up. I said, Steve, what do you want for this great piece of property? And Steve went into sales mode automatically. He said, that piece of property has you and Joan's name on it. You'll want to buy it. Thank you, Steve. And we moved on from there. There are other opportunities, though, beyond the Upper Tampa Bay Trail. We also like to walk along the causeway and over the walking bridge. We do that fairly frequently. We walked in the Hillsborough State Park. We've walked anywhere, any number of different areas, even our own neighborhood. It's so easy to get out and walk. Those are the 3 points that I need in order to deliver a 7-minute speech. Difficult to do? No, it isn't. When you're scheduled to speak, stand up and speak. Everyone here has the ability to stand up and deliver a 7-minute speech even when you haven't had time to prepare. I recommend it to you because it will not only be an exhilarating experience, it will not only give you that feeling of accomplishment, it will also build a sense of confidence in your own ability. I don't recommend it all the time, but when you get scheduled, stand up and speak. You'll benefit by it, and so will Carrollwood Toastmasters. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.